Amazing. How are you? All right. Let's dive in. Okay. So I'm just coming out of the group O Shift Here We Grow, where we did some energy healing this week around this week's energy. And I'm actually gonna take a tangent off of this week's energy. So essentially, we are coming out of some of the storms that we have experienced, and I'm going a little deeper into that for our healing up and about way transformations, sort of one of my beliefs about it, and that's what I want to speak to you about today. And good morning. How are you? Um, so essentially, one of the things that I've noticed in life as human beings is that we tend to go through this transformation of freshman to senior repeatedly, right? And this is our transformations essentially. So, think about going into high school and you started out as the freshman and you're bumbling and awkward and don't know where your classrooms are and you don't know the building and you're just figuring everything out and your locker won't open and right, like it's just crazy. But eventually, right, we get to sophomore year and then, things smooth out a little bit. At least you know the lay of the land and it's still new, but you kind of know some things, some new people, right? You got a little bit of foundation under you, and then the new freshmen come in and you're like, I've been there. I know what you're going through, right? And we continue to evolve to senior year. It's old hat now. We've done it. We've mastered it. We feel confident, right? We feel confident about how far we've come, and we feel good. We feel just that ease. We feel amazing. We graduate, and then we hit the real world, or we go to college, whichever, and we become freshmen all over again, right? And this may not happen, depending on what sort of transformation you're going through. It may not be 4 years, but it may be months, it may be years, it may be longer than 4 years, who knows. But this is essentially this transition that we go through every time we have a new transformation, right? And I talked a couple weeks ago about the gap, that gap of the place of where we are now and where we want to be, and filling that gap with joy, because essentially that's where we live. Once we get to where we want to be, we create a new place to be that we desire, and we therefore creating a new gap. And once again, we live in the gap, right? So we're going from freshman year to senior year. Now, do you want to fill freshman year with, or fill that gap, right? All the entire experience with, you know, worry and am I going to ever graduate? Is it going to happen? Or do you want to just like go to the football games or like join the clubs, get into theater, right? Whatever it is. Like, do you want to have some things that you do, that you enjoy, that you love, make some friends? Or are you going to just sit there and be like, am I ever going to graduate? Right? This is the idea. We want to fill the gap with joy. We want to make that transformation not about the transformation. So again, that message from a couple weeks ago about the healing process and healing for a bigger purpose, not being in that healing loop of just healing to heal, right? That's part of it. That's happening, and trusting and having faith that you are going exactly where you're supposed to go, as long as you're not fighting it. As long as you're not fighting it. And how do you do that? You be in that state of joy, that state of pleasure. That's high vibration. Okay. And that's where you get into the place of being the vibrational equivalent of where you want to be. Therefore, narrowing the gap. Right. So this is my caveat, though. I want to put this the most consolidated way. And this is going back to the energy of the week now. So, right, we're coming out of some of the storms we may have been feeling. So we may have been feeling very freshman year lately, okay? And we may be coming out of that, but there may feel like a loss, right? Coming out of freshman year, oh, you had a favorite teacher. Remember that teacher? Oh man, kind of sad. I won't be able to see that teacher every day anymore. I mean, maybe some of you can't relate to that, but maybe it's a club. Maybe it's somebody moved away after freshman year, whatever. Okay. And you're letting go of that. You're letting go of that. And that's a loss. And no matter how big or small, I want you to honor any loss that you are experiencing, that you are feeling. One of the examples I gave this morning in the group was just that when you're telling somebody a story about an experience that happened to you or is happening, right? You're going through something. You don't want them to fix it for you. You want them to honor your feelings, right? You want them to acknowledge your feelings and do that same thing for yourself. You don't need to fix it. You just need to honor the feelings. Because truly, when we're always pushing it down, no, that's okay. I'm moving on. No, everything's great. We're not truly great. We're not truly moving up to that vibrational level we want to be at, which is spreading the gap. Honor. We are here to be human, to have human emotions and experiences. So feel the feelings, experience the experiences. And here's the thing, don't sit on them, right? So just, and this, you're going to feel it. Like as soon as you just honor it and, oh yeah, I see I'm sad about this. And then it just, I mean, as soon as you voice it or admit it to yourself, it just sort of moves along. It goes. It's like, oh yeah, I get that. Let me take a moment of silence for that. You know, how many times have you heard, let's have a moment of silence? Because that truly honors the passing. Okay. So that's what I want you to really be aware of this week. And I put out there, you know, if you are, please reach out, just reach out. If you want some support in your transformations as you're moving through them. I mean, I've mentioned Oh Shift, Here We Grow probably 60 times already. Okay, maybe not that many, but yeah, I get it. I say it a lot. I love it. Okay. It's super affordable. We do great healing work every week, and it's just there for you to use repeatedly. But if you want to even go deeper, I have a course where it's called 30 Feminine Power in 30 Days. Okay. Or 30-Day Feminine Power. And so 30dayfemininepower.com, right? Where you buy the course and you have access to these things where it's going to take you from freshman to senior year. And guess what? You have more than one transformation. So you get to go back and repeat it as many times as you like, or touch back on the things that you want to touch back on. But it's it takes you through that 5 steps of accessing your power. And the reason it's saying feminine power is because we tend to already be in the masculine. Okay. This is taking us out of the masculine and bringing more of the feminine into our lives so that we can balance them. Okay. It's really important, that yin, that yang, right? We want that balance, but we're so far over here that we need to tutor in this over here. Okay. All right. So that we can bring them together. And then, of course, the other thing I have for you is the Desire Academy. And that is sort of basically, when you join the Desire Academy, you get everything. Okay. You get all of what I've mentioned, plus, you know, individual and group coaching. It's just an amazing healing and transformation program that is getting even more amazing in the new year. There's some things coming up next month. I'm super excited. So please, like, if you want to send me a message, if you have questions, if you want to set up a time to talk, let's do that, because I've spent years and years sitting in transformations, doubting myself and making them take so much longer because I wasn't trusting. I wasn't owning my value. I wasn't in my power. I wasn't confident. I wasn't, there's another word. It's coming. I wasn't, again, I guess that valuing myself, thinking I was wrong, that the way everybody else did it was right. And there's so many programs, so many things telling you how to do stuff. And that's great. That's great because that's how that person did it. But I want to tap you into how you do stuff. Okay? Because only you can do what's right for you, right? You are the only you that we have. And so only you know the answers. And we got to tap into that. We got to tap into your power when it comes to that. So that's what I have for you today. I see you. I love you. I believe in you. I'll see you next time.